Another phone call. Everything bad. Um, everything bad. Uh, Being a homemaker. Everything bad. Taking care of her man. Everything bad. Uh, Taking care of her home, and everything bad. Taking care of the kids. So most definitely, you as a man, this is one of the challenges that you're gonna face. Is um, getting a woman that wants to be a woman, that is comfortable being a woman, and wants to prioritize um, taking care of you, taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, uh, because they don't sometimes. I mean, especially in liberal cities like California, places that are dying, by the way, because once again, men don't get pregnant, and if women are busy working, and your society dies. Very unfortunate. Oh, by the way, there are other societies that don't let women work and don't let women do anything, and they have like 5, 6 kids average, and they're thriving. Too bad for you if you are in any Western country, because it's a numbers game, and eventually they will have more people than you, and they will overtake you. On top of that, we're bringing those people here, and we're being punished with, if you don't celebrate diversity, you're being a racist and a sexist and a homophobe. I don't know how many names in the book. So going back to the thing again, I'm sorry. That's one of the challenges that you're gonna find as a man, and you have to make sure before you even think on getting in any kind of serious ground with that woman, that priorities are straight and everything is gonna play by the book, your book. Otherwise, it's not gonna work for you. Divorce is not a funny thing. Family court is not a funny thing. Child support and alimony is losing your balls. No other woman is gonna come anywhere near you if all of your resources, or a huge part of your resources, are being dedicated to some other woman, and well, of course, kids, because she wants resources for herself, and potentially if you ever have kids with her. So make sure you got a quality woman. Make sure you guys agree on these very specific subjects. When the time comes, she have to prioritize you, the house, and the kids. Not careers, not jobs, not universities and colleges, none of that. You, the house, and the kids. If she have other plans, if she wants to be a CEO, if she wants to run full ahead, right? Otherwise, is child support and alimony, and you don't want that. Never try it, but I hear it's not funny. Just sharing. So that's subject number one. Make sure your kids have as good as possible childhood with as little as possible trauma, because those traumas are gonna be there and are gonna mark him or her for the entirety of his or her life, and you don't want that. Try to choose a quality woman. That is, you as a man, you are in charge, right? I don't care what other people think. You are the head. You make the choices. Simple as that. Make sure you get a quality woman. Make sure you agree with these subjects so you can raise a healthy next generation of human beings, regardless of the sex. Right? Subject number two, the price of labor and how it is on your best interest to keep the price of labor high. I don't care what you are. You can be a liberal, you can be a leftist, you can be a Democrat. I don't know. You can be Republican. Look, reality is, let's say you have a corporation. When you have a corporation, you have to go through several things. Let's say you have a publicly traded corporation, and you have the pressure of turning profits for shareholders. That means that you have to be very involved on the amount of money that you spend, so you can turn more profit for your shareholders, so they keep investing on your company, and you can keep getting the money to grow your company. The second you stop turning profits, the investor money dries out, and then your company have to go, more or less. When you are the owner of that company, you have no control over the price of healthcare, because you are not the owner of the company that provides healthcare, and you have all these companies, and it's government mandated sometimes that you provide at least a minimum amount of healthcare services. The price of gas is not on your under your control either, because you don't own a refinery or an energy company, so whatever they charge, you have to pay to keep your thing going. You are not in charge of the price of electricity, because you don't own a power generator, I don't know, energy company, whatever you call it. You are not in charge. I mean, you're not in charge of nothing of the factors that affect the amount of money that you have to pay to keep your company running, except the amount of money that you spend on labor. Now, let's go from there. It is in your best interest, since you don't have a company. Most people don't have a company. Most people don't have a publicly traded company. Most people don't have any of that. The only resource that you have, that you can, as a regular person, capitalize on, is the price of your labor. That's what I'm saying, that it is in your best interest to keep the price of labor as high as you can. There is nothing wrong. Look, big companies and CEOs, they have their own best interests at heart. So there is nothing wrong with you having your personal and particular best interest at heart too. You don't owe nothing to that company, and that company certainly doesn't owe you nothing either. They will drop you in a heartbeat, like the number that you are for them. So I don't know. Don't get too romantic with companies. They're not people. They are just entities, like legal entities. So you, as a regular worker, with the only resource available to you, like the price of your labor, you need to make sure the prices of labor are high. Now, how do you make this happen? Some people complain that they don't make enough money. Some people complain that wages are too low. Some people complain that they cannot afford a house, or because the prices of housing is too high. Some people complain that they cannot afford healthcare because the prices of healthcare is too high, and their employer don't provide healthcare benefits. And I mean, there are all kinds of complaints out there regarding this particular matter. You might say, well, none of them are, or some of them are not related to the price of labor. You're wrong. All of them are related to the price of labor. because all of them are things that some employers offer to keep talent, to keep labor, or of any kind, highly skilled labor, low skilled labor, middle skilled labor, whatever it is. And some of those things are offered like as benefits to some company workers. Some. Now, factor number one, we live in a somewhat of a market economy. It have been extremely twisted, invented, and mostly destroyed, but still, some of the market economy principles still apply. And only the negatives, but by the way, the positive, at almost all of them are gone now. But price of labor. One of the reasons that how you can keep the price of labor as high as possible is controlling the amount of labor that is available in the market. Market economy, supply and demand. If there is a huge amount of labor available in the market, especially because if it would be like a organic growth, let's say you have kids today, people are having more kids. Well, kids, you don't pump a kid and tomorrow it's 21 years old and ready to work. It doesn't work like that. You have like 21 years to prepare for that. You have 21 years to build housing, and you have 21 years to build hospitals, and you have 21 years to educate and train doctors, and you have hospitals and all those things, and to build roads and to build everything that all those people that were born already 21 years ago are gonna use. And you can plan for that. It doesn't work like that when you cross the border overnight. Very little time. You cannot build a house in a day, and you cannot build roads in a day, and you cannot build hospitals in a day, and you cannot make a doctor in a day. You see? So, price of labor, in order to keep the prices up, you need to be able to keep under control. You as a voter, you as a regular person, you as a worker, it doesn't matter if it is low skill, middle skill, highly skilled worker. Of course, this in the highly skilled market, this is already almost a non-issue, because there is very few of them already, so they are not easily replaceable. You see, the more money you want to make in anywhere, in a company, in a business, whatever it is, the harder you have to be to replace. Then you're gonna be able to ask for more money, because they will have to pay you, because they just don't have anyone else. You're not an easy person to replace. That's why hardly replaceable people make the most amounts of money. But middle skill and low skill people suffer this a lot, because there is vast amounts of middle skill people and low skill people in the market that are willing to take jobs. Now, if you are a low skill or middle skill worker, it is in your best interest, which by the way are the most people, it is in your best interest to keep the amount of labor at a minimum. You don't care if they cannot find enough people. That's their problem, not yours. You want to keep your price up, because that is your commodity right there. Now they do that every day. They don't care if you cannot find healthcare. They are creating artificially a shortage of doctors so they can keep the prices high. Some people are creating shortages artificially of certain products so they can keep the price of those products high. If they can do it, you can do it. But the difference is that they can run to the government, and they can lobby the government, and they can do shady things because they have the money and they have the power, And certainly you don't have that kind of money and you don't have that kind of power because you already give it to the government, by the way, voting for being a government. But what you can do is vote every 4 years and vote every day with your dollars. So you want to make sure you buy from companies that value labor and have a high standard of living for their workers. And you want to make sure you vote for people, if you have to, that value the price of your labor, which means that they are against immigration, like mass immigration, mass unchecked immigration, because that destroys the price of your labor, and that is counterproductive to you and your family, especially if you are middle skill, low skill worker. So you want to keep immigration at a minimum. You want to vote for smaller government, smaller taxes, so you can keep more of your money and you can have a shot to open your own business. In the event that you're not interested in opening your own business, you don't want to do none of that, you are gonna make more money, and then the companies that you work for are gonna be able to hire more people, and things are gonna grow, and everybody's gonna have a shot, a life, a real life, quality life, which is what we all should be striving for, regardless of what do we do, how high or low or level or skill level is. We should be striving for having a decent life. If there is someone who wants to have a private jet and you want to have a private plane and 10 houses, there have to be an avenue for that person. Nothing wrong with that. In the meantime, of course, it's not at your expense. If it is at your expense, then we have a problem, because now you are violating my, financial well-being. But there have to be an avenue for those. And if you want to be a regular guy who wants to wake up, going to work at 9 and getting back at 5 and having a good time with your family, and go once a year on vacation to some exotic location, and I don't know, maybe have a boat and 2 cars and a house, classic middle, without getting into a ton of debt, because you don't want to base all of this on debt. That is bad. Remember, the lender owes whoever they lend the money. So you don't want to base none of this in debt. You want to base it on making money, and actually making money, and buying things without the concerns of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go broke tomorrow. I have to be tied to this job, because if I left this job, everything is gonna collapse. You don't want none of that. You want abundance of job opportunities, and in order for you to make that happen, you need to keep the price of labor high. And in order to keep the price of labor high, you need to control immigration, so there is not enough people in the market. There is a shortage of people in the market, up to a certain degree. I'm sad that nobody teach you that when you were in high school. I don't know what your teachers were teaching you, maybe to, be more compassionate, love transgenders, some of both things. But, and communism is beautiful, maybe, I don't know. The thing is that, that's a good formula there for everybody to have a shot at a beautiful, decent life. I'm gonna sign off now. I hope you have a beautiful night. I certainly am gonna have it. As usual, please, I hope you see the videos with an objective point of view, and you turn feelings to a minimum, and you turn reasoning to the fullest of your abilities, and you find value in this. I hope you like, subscribe, and comment. Look, I already know that these kind of videos are not particularly popular, these kind of subjects, even though it should be right front and center, because these things are the this is why we don't have a better life right now. The reason you have all of the problems, most of the problems that you have right now, are because these subjects that I touch in my videos. So these things should be, there shouldn't be a need for me to make these videos, because this should be like part of the regular curriculum since you were a kid in elementary, teaching you these very simple things, regardless if you are a man or a woman. But unfortunately, it's not like that. So I depend on you to help me spread the word, help me spread reason, help me spread evidence. YouTube is not a particularly friendly place for this type of videos. So if you don't like them, if you don't hit the actual like button, they get buried and nobody sees them. If you don't share them, on top of that you don't like them, then the burial is unbelievable and there is no recovery from that. So please, if you could like, subscribe and share, that would be an unbelievable amount of help. I'm not making money out of this, obviously. I don't plan to. I have no need for that. What I need is for you to share the word and spread this, so we can help bring evidence and reason back, and we can help bring success and abundance and the opportunity to a beautiful life to every human being in this country, in the United States of America. Every legal human being, either U.S. citizen or naturalized, I don't know, permanent resident, whatever it is. If we want to have a shot at a beautiful life, we need to share this and have a debate. They have to be a debate. I'm open for debates all the time. As usual, they have to be based on evidence and reason and not on feelings, because feelings are not, you cannot build a plane on feelings, because that thing is going to fall off the sky in a heartbeat. You cannot build a bridge on feelings, because that thing is going to fall, kill people. You cannot build a car, because it's not going to be a good car. You cannot build nothing on feelings. You need hard things. You need math, you need physics, you need, important things. Well, same thing with societies. You cannot build a society based on feelings, because that is not going to be a quality society. You can see this already. I mean, the quality of society is going down dramatically. We have to stop this. We have to do this. This is our country. We have to stop this. This insanity. And I count on you to help me do this. In time, I told you already, that's the name of the channel. I'm planning to, I cannot be president because I am a U.S. citizen, but I am not a natural U.S. citizen. But I hope I can have a shot at a political career in time, and I want to count on you. So help me out. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.